What does it really mean to be a man? And what does it mean to be you? If you grew up without a strong father figure and you're struggling in dating, especially if you have low self-esteem or confusion about who you are, then this video might help you. I'm going to talk about masculine blueprint, what it is, how not having one will affect you from a dating perspective, and what you can do about it. Imagine two people are in a race to build a car. Person A gets a blueprint for the car and someone there from that manufacturer to talk them through the design and help them put the wheels together. Person B gets an enormous folder of random pages of designs from different brands of car. He has no idea which pages are best, how they fit together, and he's doing the whole thing on his own. Obviously, person B is going to lose that race, and that's what it can feel like to be trying to figure out who you are when you don't have your father around. It can really take a toll on your self-esteem and feel like everyone else is gliding ahead because somehow they got a script that you missed. If you're feeling like this, first of all, it's by no means something that has to affect you your whole life. Having a blueprint gives you a head start in developing your identity, but you can develop one without it. You just have a little bit more work to do. Let me explain. So first of all, there's a nature and a nurture element to how our identities form. The nature element is the genes that you've inherited and the hormones that you're exposed to in the womb, both of which in combination prime your brain for being you. The nurture element is the interaction with your parents, friends, and the environment that you have as you grow. Since your dad is similar to you genetically, there's a good chance that this blueprint is going to fit you pretty well, but even if it doesn't, it gives a child the confidence to go out into the world and experiment with different aspects of identity, integrating the ones that fit them best until eventually they form a strong and genuine identity that is rooted in core values and truths about themselves. You naturally absorb this template for masculinity from observing your father as a child, but he's also there to correct you if you're going wrong. Now, if you never had your dad or another permanent male caregiver around, you probably had to piece together your template for masculinity from observing other males that are in and out of your life in much lower detail than your father would be, and in the modern context from films and TV and stuff. From what I've read, metaphors like the building of the car are pretty much the go-to. I found one paper that said lacking a father is like lacking a spine that supports you from within. That same study found either social, sexual, moral, or cognitive deficiencies in all sons who lacked fathers, with common effects being identity confusion, lower self-esteem, poorer academic performance, anxiety, etc. Now, there are reasons other than lack of masculine blueprint why these sorts of problems could arise from not having your dad around. I'll try and cover those in another video. Again, not a psychologist, but I'll do my best. What does seem to be directly linked to lack of masculine blueprint is the tendency to mimic other males and also the overcompensation of masculinity. So basically acting cartoonishly masculine. So why does all of this matter in dating? Well, there's a lot of reasons, but here's 4 big ones that I experienced myself. Firstly, confidence is basically every woman's first answer when asked what do they find attractive in a man. So low self-esteem is not ideal and it will probably come across in your communication. 2, without clarity on your values, it's going to be hard to know what you're willing to compromise on in a relationship and what you're not, which makes it difficult to tell if the person sat across from you is compatible with you. 3, you might feel uncomfortable setting boundaries, which can make you look like a pushover. Or you might overset boundaries in weird places and look unreasonable and stupid. Both of these extremes are big turnoffs. I myself used to land somewhere in the pushover end of the spectrum, which, didn't do me any favors. 4 is that your identity, so your values, goals, and traits, inform the direction of your life, and passion and integrity around those values make you more likely to be successful, make lots of money, etc. Remember that if a woman's looking for a relationship, your identity to her is not just who you are now, it's also where you're going and why. So if you don't have a good answer for that, you're at best not giving her much to get excited about, and at worst giving her things to worry about, because if you're just this floppy balloon going wherever the wind blows you, then what happens if down the road something influences you to make a bad decision that impacts the family? Or you decide your values have changed and actually you're not compatible anymore and you break up with her. It just doesn't make her feel very secure in the relationship, and she will pick up on that floppiness faster than you think. This is why it's also really common to hear women say things like, oh, he doesn't have to be rich right now, but he has to know what he wants in life, which means someone with a well-defined set of values and beliefs and goals that he acts in accordance with. So if you didn't have your father around and you didn't benefit from a masculine blueprint, what should you do about it? Well, firstly, start thinking about your core values. I've linked a video in the description that helped me with this. Once you have an idea of your core values, start thinking about what you want out of life. And you don't have to know exactly what you want to do with your career, but you should at least know what you really want, like what you truly desire, as opposed to second degree desires that you want because deep down you feel like they're going to get you the thing that you really want. For example, you might say, I want to make lots of money, but what do you want to spend the money on? That's the thing that you really want, and money might not be the only way to get that. Now, there's a trap here to be careful of, which is wanting deeply to fill some gap that was left by your father's absence. So, for example, you might say, I want to achieve a high level of fitness, but if you want to achieve that fitness so that other people will see your muscles and see you as a man, then that's a problem because that sort of gap can't be filled by anything external. Next, be open to experiences. Put yourself in unfamiliar situations, like as unfamiliar as possible. Then reflect afterwards on how you felt in the situation, because your emotions might surprise you and you might be able to find patterns between experiences that reveal deep things about yourself. So I'd recommend running this like a cycle of questions, experiences, reflection, and if you're anything like me, gradually you'll zero in on who you really are. Just go easy on yourself, have patience, and you'll get there. So I hope this helped someone. Next time I'll dive into the relational blueprint, which is about how you connect with other people. Like and subscribe so you don't miss it, and I'll see you next time.
Free audio post-production by alphonic.com.